Good morning from the shores of Silver Birch Lake at Holden County Campground in Pepin County, Wisconsin, just outside Durand. I am here to do another county park campground review for you from Wisconsin. Welcome to Scotty Wandering. My name is Peter, and like I said, this is the county park campground review. This particular county park has a bunch of simple little trails running around. But I'm going to note right now, not all of them are kept clear. This looks beautiful, like you can get in there. There's a spot along the trail where I couldn't get through. So be aware and wear your bug spray. Right now I just happen to be at the end of the campground where you can turn your RV around to get back out of here. That's all this space is for. But there are 20 sites to look at. 4 of them feel like a Wisconsin state park. The rest of them, I'd say more like a Michigan state park. And we'll get there when we get down there. You'll understand why. The facilities, this is 2025, and they are boasting brand new shower house. They got a grant for shower house for paving most of the road, for a new woodshed. So some updates have happened here, and it's very nice updates. There is a slight drawback I will share at the very end of the video with that update. But here we are at the first set of campsites. Site 20, tucked in the woods here, nice gravel pad, picnic table and fire ring on the side. 19 over here, same thing. There is no room on the side for that picnic table off the pad because it'll just slope off. All of these sites have 30 amp power. 18 here, tucked into the woods. And we got 17 hiding over here. Get down there and show you that one properly. This one has a little more room on the sides that's level for the picnic table and side use. It's all covered in wood chips. And the wood chips going beyond the gravel pad allow you to take your wheels on the trailer all the way to the back edge and overhang. And you can see this would be a back-end site, and that's what that turnaround out there was for, because you come in here, go down there, turn around, come back, and back into this site. Now I'm going to show you another trail issue I saw. There's the whitetail walk here. I don't know how you get into it. I think it goes up the bluff here. But in the land of ticks, I'm not going in there. It's not worth the risk of tick bites for a non-cleared trail. So that's my take on the trails. There are a lot of trails in this little park, but that's the drawback I see, is that they are not either used enough to stay clear or cleared at all. And usage may be based on the fact that there's nobody here. Yes, I'm here on a Monday night. It's Tuesday morning now, but I am the only camper here. So let's continue the tour. That was the entrance road coming in behind me. As of 2022, they have moved all the reservations to online. There are sites 1 through 20. So maybe it was 1 through 16. Those feel brand new to me over there. They do not seem like the rest of them. So they may have just added the 20 this year if they expanded. I'm not sure. So website to go to is co.pepin.wi.us to reserve your sites. They are $20 plus $4 camping fee, but they do call it a $24. They don't really lie about it up front. They tell you it's 24 bucks, and then when you go to check out, it breaks it down. I prefer it that way than, hey, the site's $20. Oh, and at checkout there's an extra $4 fee. It's better that they do it the way they did. Camp host right up front. nobody home, or they are home, probably doing laundry or whatever, and we'll be back. Old bathroom here that has now got a nice little mural on it. Next to that is the woodshed, which is also brand new to try to keep the firewood a little drier. And then this is the rest of the campground. 1 through 16 are here. And like I said, this is how Michigan State Parks does their camping. So we got a mix of feels here. And this is what has been the campground up until now. And this is the part that got the new shower house. And from right here, you can barely tell it's there. So it kind of blends in. It also gives you, in severe weather, an excellent storm shelter. Nice concrete structure. So as we're starting out here, this is site 1. So picnic table, fire ring, the other picnic table and fire ring, that's for site 16 over there. This one potentially could be wet because it is at the lowest point. Like I said, they all have power. Site 2 is this nice wide spot next to behind the playground here. But honestly, most of the sites are next to the playground. Site 3 is the other half of this big space. Now, with all these trees here, I don't think there's any that are good hammock trees. They're all too far apart. 4 here, kind of comes off this way a little bit. 5 comes from the power pole over to meet it. And this is where I get that Michigan State Park feeling of you decide how much space you get and how close you are to your neighbor. And they may do something that just totally messes up your setup. 6 over here on the corner-ish. We got the Turtle Trek ends over here, that trail. And then I am in site 7 here. And then site 8, next to the accessible site. Nice flat space here. And 9 is the accessible pad, easy access into the restroom. Now, one thing I do love about this campground, especially for people who tent camp, is you're on dirt, grass. You're not stuck on gravel or on a pavement, even worse. So you actually have a nice place to set your tents. Site 10 here, kind of crammed in with 11 next to it. I don't know why they moved 11's fire ring so much into his space. Silver Birch Trail over here leads you off to, I'm not sure, but I do know somewhere after some private land, there is a shooting range. I have not heard it on my trip here, but I have been at other campgrounds with shooting ranges in the area, and I wouldn't be able to spend the time there because all you hear is just pop, pop, pop all the time. But I haven't heard anything since I've been here. 11 on the corner, 12. $13 over here, all backing up to the shower house. And once we get back to 14, now we're back into the section that's really focused on the playground. So 14 here. 14 is actually quite big because the way things are laid out, 15 is from that power pole to the next power pole. So 14's got a lot of room. 15 has a lot of room. It's got a little more slope to it. We're starting to get sloping down to the bottom there. And across from the old bathrooms, 16 down here on the end. Now over here at the woodshed and the pit toilet. This pit toilet still being here, still being usable, is what makes this place open potentially beyond the regular season. There was something on the website about if you want to stay in December, let us know, knowing that you got to get up that hill if it snows. So it is an option available, and pit toilets make that possible. As nice as it is to have a nice fresh shower house and flush toilets, they don't work in the winter if they're not heated. There's a water station here. You can fill up your water there. At least, you know, jugs. You can't like back your RV up to it too easily. Playground, wood chips underneath. Got the shower house, has the water bottle fill and water fountain. Sorry, bubbler, whatever, drinking fountain. And bathroom and shower, and the same thing on the other side. So we basically have very nice little bathroom here. And then a shower over here. So shower and restroom, so everything in one space, which will also be useful if there's ever a storm you need to hide in. You can get a few more people in this way. So the playground has these string lights over it between trees, so it's kind of lit up nicely at night. All night. All night. Doesn't turn off. Shower house. Light there, light there. Lights on all four sides, shining out. That is a drawback. Maybe over in 1 through 3 and 15, 16, you get away from it a little bit. But over here, it was really bright. I'll show you some pictures. When I was sitting in bed, my screen door out, you know, doors open, all night long, I couldn't tell if morning dawn was happening because it was no different than the light coming out from the shower house. It wasn't until I could start hearing birds in the morning that I knew, yes, it's finally morning. So I'm not a big fan of these. They should be cutoffs that just light this, not the entire campground. If you're in a tent and you don't have one of those new blackout tents, you've got a light on all night long in your tent from here. So even now you're on the lake, there is no beach access here. There's no, I didn't see a kayak put in or anything like that. So this park doesn't give you access, bugs. This park doesn't give you access to the lake other than the little trail. It's a very nice little campground for a family to come down here, wants to get away, have a nice bathroom. Not all remote campgrounds give you that. That's a big plus, and hopefully it'll bring people in. They've got power. That's usually a thing that keeps people not going to campgrounds now is, oh, I don't have power. But also know there's very spotty cell service down here. Very spotty cell service is a problem when you want to book on site. It was very hard for me to eke out enough signal to try to pay for my site last night. Sometimes an Iron Ranger and an envelope work better. I'm not saying that they need cell service, but if you don't have cell service in your campground, don't make me pay online. It doesn't make sense. I know everybody wants to pre-book. I don't pre-book anywhere. Made a whole trip all the way to the Grand Canyon and back this summer. Didn't pre-book anything, found a spot everywhere I went. And I could always pay because most of them let me pay in an Iron Ranger with cash. So little county campgrounds, don't make it your mission to try to make the website work when you could just have someone pay on site. Anyway, that's my rant for this nice little campground that has some bonuses. Grassy sites for tenters. Big plus. Very rare. Something I rarely see anymore. And I think that is a big plus. So if you want to tent camp, $24 a night. They don't boost it up for the weekends. They don't boost it up for, holidays, anything like that. You can spend a week here if you want, because you got a shower. And if you get a portable fridge or something, you got power for that. That's nice too. So you can keep it going, pop up tents, pop up campers, things like that. They're also great here. This is a very nice little campground. And you can fit something big in here if you want to. You want to bring a travel trailer down here and plug in, you can. You don't have water on site for the camper, but you've got the bathrooms, so you don't have to use the onboard stuff. So that's what I got for you from Holden Park Campground in Pepin County on Silver Birch Lake. Check it out if there's something that interests you. I'll see you in the next one, and get out and enjoy our county parks.